Oh, that's gonna be stuck in your head the rest of the day now, isn't it? There. All right. So we're looking at lesson number 22 here, and the idea is we're gonna kind of focus in on making sure we're answering the question that we're asking here. Okay. So a lot of similar setup here. So like I drove my car on cruise control at 65 miles per hour for 3 hours without stopping. How far did I go? Okay. So 65 miles per hour. So 65. Oh my. All right. Well, we didn't want that. Let's get back to where we want to be here. Almost there. All right. So 65, all right, and then is miles, all right, for the per hour. So that means for the 1 hour that we're after. They've given us 3 hours. So where are my hours at? Where? Oh, thank goodness I labeled. There's my 3 hours because I'm putting them with my 1 hour. So what you gonna do to multiply? Well, you're gonna multiply by 3. All right. So if we do 65 times 3, all right, that's going to get us our answer there. So that's our 195. Now, how far did I go? 195 miles. All right. So we do want to make sure that we're setting up our ratios as we normally do, solving them as we normally do, but then again, really watching for that particular answer. The question two is the one that we are really after because it says Chris ran the 40-yard dash in 4 and 2400 seconds. What is the rate of speed? All right. Ooh, sound the alarms, people. Rate. Okay, rate. Okay, so rate. Let's see. Rate. A rate is a comparison of two things. So it's like a ratio, but with words. So a rate is not just going to be like 195 for my answer. It's going to have two things that are in it. So let's look at theirs. 40-yard dash. I'm doing the 40-yard dash. All right. So it's 40 yards there in seconds. So it's 4.2 far. They want my rate of speed. All right. So rate, all right, is going to be a division problem here. Now, why is it a division problem? Because we want to know, all right, this is kind of like unit rates in disguise there. We're really asking for its unit rate. Anytime we're asking for a rate here, we want to know how much it is going to be for that particular one. So I want to know how fast we're going in 1 second, which means reach for your calculator because you're going to divide by 4 and 24 hundredths of a second. So if we reach for our calculator, we can divide. And when we divide, all right, by that 4 and 24 hundredths, we get a whole big old mess on our calculator there. So it's saying round to the nearest hundredths. So my calculator is saying 9.4339. Okay, hundredths, tenths, hundredths. Look to the right. That 3 is not going to make me round up. So it's 9 and 43 hundredths of a yard, all right, per, and then second. So we could write it out like that, or kind of as you heard me say it, 9 and 43 hundredths yards, all right, and we can use that slash, and then we can say second. This does mean per second, per meaning 1, so we could write it out either way when we are looking at it. The main thing is they want a rate of speed. They want to know how fast are we going. That is the unit rate there. So like miles per hour, hey, how fast were you going? Well, I was going, 15 miles per hour. That is a rate. So the rate does need the two of them that are in there. That's the part we're kind of watching for. All right, so example number 3 here, you got a friend ran a race at a constant rate of 8 miles per hour. If she ran 12 miles, how long did it take her there? Okay, so 8, all right, and those are miles. And then per hour, so that's for 1 hour. They gave me 12 miles, so I'm putting my 12 up here. They want to know how long did it take. Okay, now here we go. 8 times what is 12? Well, I don't know off the top of my head, but what I do know is when I don't know what to multiply by, I type in a division problem. Let's think about it. 3 times what number gives me 15? Well, if we can't come up with it, we can type in 15 divided by 3, and we get 5. And sure enough, 3 times 5 is 15. So here we're going to type in 12, and we're going to divide it by an 8. When you take 12 and you divide it by 8, you get 1.5. So that's what we are multiplying by. So if we multiply 1 times 1.5, we get 1.5. So how long did it take her? It took her 1.5 and then your hours. All right, so in other words, 1.5 hours. So again, the emphasis here is really going back and watching what they're asking for so that you can label appropriately. All right. Example number 4. We got Derek here. He ran a 120-yard dash in 15 seconds. How fast did he run? Okay, so this is in disguise. How fast did he run? That does mean what's the rate of speed. How fast? Hey, how fast you're going? I was going 50 miles per hour, officer. Okay, so again, sorry for that impression there. But again, we're talking about rate, talking about how fast, think about it, miles per hour. That is our rate there. So we've got Derek here, we got 120 yards, all right? And then we've got seconds here in the 15 seconds. So we want to know what's he doing in the 1 second. So we're going to divide by 15. Yeah. Now again, it's not always going to be so straightforward laid out, and that's where we kind of doing that reading, that interpreting there. So if I reach for my calculator and I type in 120 and I divide that by 15, I get 8. All right. So how fast was he going there? He was going 8 yards per and then second. All right. Again, if you wanted to write out in fraction form, 8 yards over the 1 second, that gets the job done as well too. All right, let's look at the last one that's there. Let's look at the last one. We got Greg's plane traveled at a constant rate, speed of 425 miles per hour for 7 hours. How far did the plane travel? So, okay, 425 miles per hour, per meaning 1. So there we go. And then went for 7 hours. So there's your 7. Yep. So, let's multiply. All right. So reach for your calculator. Punch that on in, 425, you're going to times it by 7, and you get 2,975. And what's my labeling going to be? What's it going to be? It's going to be miles, because they want to know how far did the plane end up going, all right? That's it. That's what we've got for you there. So again, watch your labeling. That's kind of what we want to be watching for there. All right. Well, we're done here. Don't be disappointed. There's going to be more tomorrow there. All right. Sorry, a lot of bad songs I put in your head, huh? All right.